I'm actually running out of things to sand. Rub and primer is not the same as rub and filler. Look at that. We're back, it's Sunday and this worked. So that's nice and rigid now. It's hella thick as well. That's not going anywhere. That's set at that point, so I've just got to tidy up this little bit here, ground out that, and remember I filled in that back, so I'm going to grind that out a bit further yet. Then I've just got it to rub, and then we're getting ready for primer. I'm actually running out of things to sand, which is probably the best thing I've said all year. This is still to do in the filler, but this is the last piece. It's kind of weird. Obviously I've got to block the full car again, but rub and primer is not the same as rub and filler. Kind of a lot more rewarding as well, because like you really do see the finished shape, and even in the primer you see, you know, when I guide coat it and then I block it off and you can see those little dips. When those little dips come out and you know that it's perfectly smooth, that's quite satisfying. So that's the guide coat on there, the filler's in it, that's filled. I've widened out that gap a bit because when I bent it in like that it closed up the gap, so I've widened up the gap. The back edges are filled where we've moved it to grind that edge off. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I haven't tried it on the car. Once I've got that rubbed I will try it on the car and we'll have a look, see, but I'll just let that dry off, the guide coat, and then I can rub this while these are going. I mean, when you're rubbing the guide coat, I've got 180 on the block, that's that bit done. You know, so it really doesn't take long to knock back primer, especially when the surface is pretty good already. So while you were away, I've got everything rubbed. Pete turned up, the landlord, so I knocked the camera off. I had a crack with him about the new building and that, because he's also the landlord on this building. That's that repair done now. This back edge is sorted, that one's done. Everything's done on the car. I need to prep the door cards. That won't take much doing, like zip over them. Could even do that with a bit of Scotch-Brite. And a bit clean up. Let's go and have a look what Jonathan's doing. This is where he got to yesterday. Look at that. Should we zoom in on his welds?
No.
Why not?
No.
They're good, man.
Not too bad. You have to weld in there.
Very tricky. And then you've got these to do, and then what are you going to do there? Because obviously that's slightly bigger than that. So
a little bit. They're just tacks at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the tacks off, tweak the lengths, make them all the same length.
Aye.
And then weld them on the other side. This one once tapped that.
And then will you weld round here and sort of port it a little bit so it's not got a lip?
And this is a bad example because it's not particularly well done, but it'll be welded round like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but they haven't even cleaned off the weld, have they? They've just whacked it on. And
with the TIG you get quite a neat weld, so I shouldn't have to grind much off. Yeah. But I'm going to move the flange so it's sitting properly on them, you know. This one's a touch long, so just wants a little bit taken off them all to get them down to the shortest one. This one must have moved on welding because I did that weld last on that pipe and it's just pulled it a little bit. That's what you get.
Yeah, it's welding for you, isn't it? It was amazing how much the chassis pulled.
Well, these when you do these, you've got 3 welds there.
Mm-hmm.
That one I already done, but with them 3 welds, it shortened it by about 4 mil.
Shortened this section by 4 mil?
Yeah, because I put that on with a 4 mil gap here.
Right.
So I could physically see a gap.
And when you welded it, the gap had gone.
It pulled it over. Which is quite a bit, and it can bend the flanges and stuff as well, but they're quite thick, so you can take a little bit off them.
Yeah, and you got it in the jig, so it's can't move as far as it might.
As far. This one I'll have to bolt it back on to do some of the welds.
Yeah.
And then once I've got it fairly well welded, I'll be able to take it off to finish it, and it shouldn't pull it too much.
That's nice though. Looks good. What about like coating, finishing? What will you do there? Will you just spray it with heat spray or?
No, I won't do anything with this because it's stainless. It won't.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it'll change colour a bit like that.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit darker, but it won't.
Yeah, it'll just do this, won't it? It'll just go that golden colour now.
Golden or purple, whichever. Depends on the temperature it gets to, basically. It goes like golden, and then you could ceramic coat it.
Yeah, that's a thing nowadays, isn't it? Looks good though. See all this stuff here. I need to have a right good clean up, so that's my next job. And then get some primer on. Not been recording much, just getting ready to put some primer on the sills there in the booth. I haven't even bothered putting the light in there. I'll use the force. Not gonna do any of the other bits. I'm gonna, all the little bits on the car that are bits of primer, bits of filler. Any paint left in the gun, I'm just gonna zip round, touch them in, just spot prime them. It saves then I can just hit everything with a full coat next time we come to do it. But Jonathan wants us to get these done because he wants to get these moulded ASAP. But yeah, I've only been rubbing a bit of primer and whatnot, so I figured there's no point. And then sweeping the floor, tidying up dust and blowing up the booth. So no point recording that really, is there? Okay, so I'm just getting sorted for paint. Well, primer.
Smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast.
Sunday shift done. Side skirts are primed. I've spot primed the repairs on the bumper and the bonnet just to give them a start. Little bits on here. Done some bits on here. Haven't done the roof. Some little bits around here. This corner down at the bottom there. Some little bits on there. And the side skirts are there. So we'll give them a rub tomorrow. But for now, say bye, Jonathan.